Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Cal Royal number MB86S 26D flush bolt. This is a solid brass flush bolt with a satin chrome finish. Very typical and common design that you're going to see installed in interior residential doors. Something like you have a master bedroom in a home. It will have a pair of doors. One is obviously inactive, dummy trim probably on the door, but you're going to have these bolts that will keep it in the locked or unlocked position. Top and bottom is where you'll see it. Same sort of application in a hotel where you'll have a suite sort of room where there's a pair of doors, flush bolt like this. Okay, you will be able to easily identify this as the correct one, just quite frankly simply by the dimensions, because it is such a generic or ubiquitous sort of design. The overall height of the faceplate is 6 inch. The overall width of the faceplate is a 3/4 inch. Okay, so if what you have is 6 by 3/4 in terms of this dimension, and it's a it's a corner design flush bolt like this, which is 1.25 inches, it's going to be the one you need. If you're doing a replacement, I really wouldn't get too concerned over the preparation in the edge of the door, wondering if this will fit. If you've got 3/4 by 6, this is an 1.25 inches, this is going to fit. If you're doing a new installation, mortising for this will be fairly simple. I would do personally 2 preparations, and I think the hardware installer, the person who's going to route the door, router, template, things like that. A caliper is a great tool to use, an actual caliper, because what you'll do if you don't have a template, and in the case of lots of pieces of hardware in the world that are available, you don't always get dimensional properties for hardware. In the case of Cal Royal, you actually do. There's a link below this video to the cut sheet that you can pull up what those dimensional properties are. The caliper comes in line because you can do a reality check. When you finally have the piece in your hand, you can dimensionally check against what is there in front of you, which is always a good idea, especially with imported hardware like Cal Royal is. Very good quality imported hardware. There is an evolution of dimensional property changes that would occur over the lifespan of a piece of hardware. Probably not this one, because they are certainly copying far more commonly seen and widely known manufacturers of hardware that make flush bolts. This would be a knockoff version, so it's really not going to change. But word to the wise, before you put a router onto a door or a hammer and chisel onto a door, check this against the paperwork. So what you can see there from that cut sheet, you've got the S model, which is the square end model, and then the R model, which is the radius end model. The approach is going to be really the same for prepping it. I would do 2 different preparations. I would do what would be called the body prep and then the plate prep. The body prep is going to be the prep that you're going to go deep so that you can accommodate all of the inner workings of the flush bolt, which on the template or the cut sheet there in the lower left-hand corner would really be the 13/16, and then of course it changes down to 3/4. I probably wouldn't hesitate to go 13/16 down the entire path of the unit. I don't know that I would step it here and then come in 1/16 of an inch. I don't see the reason why that would be a problem. So you would do that one route down the door, 13/16 deep, and then the height of it, which is going to be given as 5 inch, 6 inch less the 1 inch shown at the bottom. Then the other question is, how wide of a prep are you going to do for that? And certainly the manufacturer is going to tell you just 3/4 inch wide, which really in this case you could probably get away with doing something ever so marginally less, but you've got this feature to the back side of the prep here that will really require the entire width. Here's what I'm trying to say. If it didn't have this depressed area and was only the width of the head of the bolt, you could certainly do, just the head of the bolt plus 1/16 and do that channel down so that you can then go back and do the plate prep 3/4 wide, so there'd be a little ridge there or shoulder for the plate to sit down on top of. But in this case, you wouldn't really have that ability because that comes that recessed area for the finger access really comes all the way to the outside of the prep. So you're going to do a 3/4 inch wide. You're going to go 13/16 deep. You're going to go 5 inch from the top of the door. Right. Then you'll come back and do the plate prep only, which is really just going to be the 3/4 inch bit that you're going to go all the way down to 6 inch. You'll then square the corners, whereas with the R version, you wouldn't square the corners because it'll be a radiused end here. And then you'll come back, do the top of the door, that 1.25 dimension measured from the edge of the door, then square the corners. Okay. So really what you're doing is you're going to set your template on the door, 3/4 inch drill bit. You got to have that. You don't have to have that, but if you're using something other than that, you're going to be repositioning. 3/4 inch bit down to the depth. Well, you're going to make multiple passes until you get to 13/16 deep. Okay. You're going to stop, reset, take that 3/4 inch bit, run it down 6 inch, square the corners, do the top of the door 1.25 inch, square the corners. Your job is done. It's very most likely that you're doing that you are a homeowner who has a broken one. It's probably, if you're watching this video, that's probably who you are. But if you are someone who's going to mortise it, you probably don't need to know my take on how I would go about mortising it. It's going to include a strike plate that you will mount into the header generally. I don't see these installed in the floor very often, but only because they're not installed when they should be. 2 inch wide, well, really probably 1 15/16. Yeah, that's what it is. And then you're going to have a 15/16 wide plate. That is very thin material. I'm probably going to say something in the range of, and there goes the caliper. I'm going to go with something in the range of maybe 25 thousandths of an inch. So something that thin. I was way off. Forgive me. 48 thousandths of an inch. So when you're dealing with something that's not even a 1/16 of an inch thick, it's kind of hard to route for that. Although you really would want it flush if possible. So create a flush condition for that. And obviously that's your strike. You are going to have screws for everything and a complementary finish. This is going to be available again in the radiused corner and the square corner version. It's going to be available in about 7 finishes. Here we go. US 10B for oil rubbed bronze, US 15 for satin nickel, US 15A for antique nickel, US 26 for polished chrome, US 26D for satin chrome, US 3 for polished brass, US 5 for antique brass. Very nice quality item from Cal Royal that you are going to see installed in lots of applications. It is made of solid brass on the face, and that's going to allow for the it's going to allow you to expect a very nice high quality finish on the exposed part, because when the base material is of an architectural metal type, you can achieve architectural finishes, and that's what this will give you. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Cal Royal products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. One dimension that I neglected to give, the projection on the bolt throw is 1 inch per the catalog. Okay, there you go. Any questions on this or any other Cal Royal product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.